All right, if you have a robot vacuum, i.e. Roomba, Roomba has a little camera at the front, and as soon as you turn off all of the lights in the house, it kind of doesn't work because it can't see where it's going. You would think that with the smart maps and stuff, it would just start bouncing off and kind of get the general idea of where it is, but it just doesn't. It'll stop working and it'll say, Roomba does not have sufficient access to lights and cannot see where it's going or what it's doing. Now, this robot vacuum from DreameTech, this is the D9, has LIDAR. So I'm kind of hoping that you won't even need light because it uses LIDAR navigation technology. Let's open it up and take a look. Now, if you're looking for a robot vacuum that doesn't suck, and that's not a double entendre, you want to get one with 3000 PA. Beautiful, simple app. You got your LiDAR and high precision navigation. And for you white kitchen decor design people that have beautiful white decor homes, this is white, perfectly blends in with your existing very light household decor.
Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Actually, it feels better now.
So you got your manual, main vacuum unit, charging dock, power cord, and you have some additional items here. Now, water tank and mop pad. Is this really something completely smarter than what Roomba was doing? Is this one robot vacuum to rule them all? No more mop, no more, suction, no more hybrid. Like I guess it's a hybrid. Like, could this be what we all need? Who doesn't like something that gets wet and sucks? All right, so let's take a look at this guy first. We have our power cord. Nothing else in here. A lot of extra packaging for a power cord. Guess it keeps it safe. You have a Velcro cord around it, right? White through and through. You got your charging dock. Let's take a look. I assume this is the back of it because of the way it looks. So wow, that is stunning. I like this more modern look of stuff. Like, wonder why that's black. Pretty nice, piano key black. Clicky connectors. You have your non-slip feet. Pretty damn beautiful. But where? Oh, right there. There's your power cord. So this guy's gonna plug in right there. Next up, you got your accessories. So let's see what they include. Now this might be the only one or an extra, but we'll see. Pretty good, strong bristles. Oh, I get it now. It's a Dreame because it does everything. Water, mop, and vacuum? And of course, Roomba and Dyson don't invent this because, I don't know, maybe they're just a big company that can't move as agile as these amazing new companies. And then you got your main unit. So yeah, the bottom, you need to attach that here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe it's just as easy as we think it is. Yep. Wow, is that just as easy to pop off? I'll push down or something. Yep. Way better. With the iRobot, it's a screw. And if you don't have the right size screwdriver, you are screwed, driver. Get the bottom. All right, so let's flip her over. Pretty beautiful. Okay, so I get it. So if you wanted to do the mopping part, this part, like, are these magnetic? That would be cool. Da-da-da. Just like that. Wow, that is satisfying to put in. Jeez Louise. And then to take out, do you have an eject button? No, that's your eject button. Okay, buttons on the side here. Pretty easy. Water tank, built-in mop, removable, and you can put it in the washer and dryer. Reusable. All right. Flip her over. You know, big cool pop-up for that LIDAR sensor. You have power on and off, maybe a spot clean, and go home, just like the Roomba. I mean, right on the top there, it's kind of hard to see, but there might be some kind of camera stuff in there. Maybe it's dual, so it has LiDAR and camera for the smart maps. Could be just sensors. You know, on the side here, you got a sensor. And there you got a sensor. And probably on the bottom, you have sensors, which would be, not sure if it's here or here. Let's just take a look at the roller. So it's a single roller, not a double. Roomba has like 2 different ones of these, and Roomba doesn't have like a brush, which this could work really well. Like, these aren't that hard, but depending on the velocity, maybe you don't want them that hard. And then let's see, is it easy to put in? Yep. Yeah, pretty streamlined, nice and nifty. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, they're clicky buttons. Maybe hold them down. Nope. So what I'm going to do is, oh yeah, it is going here. So what I'm going to do is bring it inside, attach her to the base, and get out the app. Piano music, pretty awesome. All right, so it's got a QR code on the instructions so you can get the right app. All right, so now it's finally installed. It wants access to everything, I guess, just like a lot of apps these days. Bluetooth, location, microphone, home network, notifications. All right, so I'm just setting up an account now. Pick Canada, pick whatever region you got. Enter your email, do the CAPTCHA. Obviously, those are fire hydrants. Verify your account. You'll get an email, and then it says OK. Add a device. It was taking too long, so I assumed that I didn't have it in pairing mode, so I went down and picked the appropriate robot vacuum category. In the bottom left, you see there's the D9. Now, obviously, to put it into pairing mode, you're going to hold down the 2 buttons for 3 seconds. It's going to make a cool noise. I had an issue where Wi-Fi would not show up, so it asked me to reboot my phone. Hey, iRobot i7, don't hide under the table. It's just a roommate for a bit, but I do want to give you some news. You and the D9 are going to have to battle for who kind of stays here. Yeah, so we'll see who's going to win. Right, buddy? Yeah. All right, now I've rebooted my phone, so it did come up. I'm switching back to Wi-Fi to go to the special network that it wants me to go to so it can sync my Wi-Fi settings. So if I go back over to the app, this part I just sped up. It takes about 10 minutes. Go ahead and pick whatever room you want. I'm going to label it basement. So the app wants to know if you want to invite anyone to it, like a spouse, family, friend, whatnot. You gotta accept those terms and conditions. Gives you a little helpful walk me through guide of the different settings, modes, and what to expect from the unit. And this is the main user interface. So I got a firmware update I need to do. It says, start cleaning here. You have some metrics and settings. And in the bottom, you have all of your tools to start. That's the UI. So right now it's just, it kind of left a bit and went out there and like, where am I? Gotta wake up. And then it's like, oh, I gotta go back to bed. What month is it? Wow, look at that LIDAR spray. Already you got so much of it mapped. I couldn't believe it. Looks like a Dexter blood splatter kind of thing. LIDAR, awesome technology. This company's definitely doing it right. Going through some of the settings, you can do a strong suction power, the water flow settings. There's the automatic firmware update. I'm going to update the firmware. So pretty awesome with voice. It just said that it's going to update its firmware. Do not turn it off or start a cleaning job, and it will take about 5 minutes, which is nice because you don't really get that audio feedback with iRobot, or I'm not 100% sure if the Dyson one does it, but yeah, just comparable. Pretty awesome feature. What do you think, buddy? More vacuums the better? Cleaner house the better? What do you think? 10 minutes later, it is updated. All right, so now back to the UI. Check out that blood splatter LIDAR spray. Hasn't even been run, and that's how much it knows. Multi-map option, device settings. You get these little red dots beside anything you need to update. Make scenes. Extra settings. Lots of options. So I set it to turbo, as you saw in the menu, and maybe you can hear the different noise. This one hasn't turned on yet. And you saw how the LIDAR map like immediately sprayed, so like it knows where things kind of are. It's like waking up from a coma, but in this life, you're a vacuum. All right. So what I'm gonna do is tripod my phone. I'm gonna pause this guy, and we're just gonna time lapse it and see how it cleans and the patterns that it chooses. So first off, one thing I've noticed is it seems to be moving in arbitrary patterns. So I do assume this is intentional, because these have sensors on it, and sometimes it thinks that there's an area that's a little bit dirtier than others. So it could be going over the same area. It is moving in an overall grid pattern, but as you can see here, it kind of just went here, then moved over here, then went back up here, and then left. So I kind of assume that the first couple of runs, it will kind of get used to it with the LIDAR sensor and know where everything is. And yes, there's probably some sensors in there that detect how much dirt there is. The other thing I've noticed, maybe you can see here, because of the LIDAR sensor, it doesn't have to, like with iRobot and Roomba, those have to bash into stuff so it knows the limits. And if it's stairs, it has the sensors underneath so it knows like, hey, not to roll over the stairs. But notice what it does here. You see? It gets as close as it can. But the one thing it's kind of you have to see over time, it doesn't go as close as iRobot would because it thinks there's an edge there, right? Now, I would almost rather it bash into it to make sure that it's getting as far as it can get. But like I said, over time, it may get better with bounds, because you definitely want to get the edge of that, because that's where like crumbs and stuff collect, is at the side of all of this snazzy jazz. As the robot vacuum gracefully declines the rest of today's work, it moves on back to the charger to refuel, rocket fuel if you will, so it can go out and adventure tomorrow, another day, where more dirt and grunge and grime await the Dreame D9. So it did announce with voice that, hey, I'm getting tired. Like, in all honesty, it's like I'm running out of battery. I'm going to return to the base. Then I'm going to finish off after. So in contrast with the iRobot i7, which is the second latest Roomba, it doesn't have voice. Well, it does when it says empty the bin, but that's or low battery, but that's kind of about it. Now, this was able to do half the basement on a single charge, and this got about 3/4. And keep in mind that I didn't fully charge this when I took it out of the box. So on a full battery, may complete. This basement right now is about 600 square foot. Now, in terms of how loud they are, they're pretty equivalent. I had this guy here on turbo, and this one has carpet boost turned on. So I don't have a decibel reader, but you know, have to take my word for it. Pretty equivalent. I have good hearing for what it's worth. And this guy here is just an extra setting I just turned on called carpet boost or whatever. So I'm going to tell you if that's louder, this carpet boost, when that carpet boost is turned on. So I'm guessing this is going to be louder because it has a more powerful suction engine. All right, so I got this guy filled up here, and interesting enough, the first time you use it, it says to dampen it because you don't want it dry and scratching your floors. Every 30 minutes, for some reason, it wants you to clean the mop. So maybe if you got a big floor, it's a lot of maintenance. So I'm not sure if that's time prohibitive or whatnot. And don't use on carpet, and so on and so forth. There's a permanent sticker so you can keep it on for guidance. You just basically pop this guy off here and then pour in the water. So I've gone ahead and wet it, and now I'm going to install it. So it also says take it out when not in use. So I'm assuming if we turn it on now, it will kind of mop because it knows it's installed. You can see there's a sheen on the floor right there, and I believe it still goes over carpet even though it has the mop, so it kind of can't tell that that's like a floor it should avoid. It should be looking for hard floors, not fluffy, soft floors that it could run over. As you can see, it's going over the carpet with the wet mop. So in comparing and contrasting with this guy, it's definitely much better mopping with a dedicated iRobot's latest and greatest mopper. It does not go on our carpet there. It kind of won't hop it, and doesn't go in there. It kind of almost knows. But it is nice to have something that there's a setting in it where it will vacuum, and then it will 15 minutes later just do a quick little mopping run. But I do like how it sucks and mops with a slightly less suction. So it is kind of a little bit better in terms of picking up whatever. However, it definitely doesn't beat the latest and greatest mop. But if you're looking for an all-in-one solution, could be perfect, right, bud? So bottom line, do I think it's better than the latest and greatest Roombas? I do believe that there's a lot more suction power in here. The LIDAR sensor does a much better job at night. It doesn't need lights. It's kind of solid. Maps properly right away because that's the whole point of LIDAR, right? The mop edition is a really good, nice to have. You do have a smaller tank, but that's kind of okay. You just want to do mopping a little bit on hardwood or tile ceramic once in a while after. And you can kind of detach it and clean it, and it's quite nice. So overall, I hope this video helped you make a more informed decision about your purchase. If you did find this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. Also below, I will put a link to the product to purchase, which definitely helps out me make cool, fun unboxing reviews like this. And I hope you guys have a great day.